everyone, it's Lily, and today I'm going to be busting some silly Otome game myths that I have come across online. But before I start, if you like Otome games, if you like visual novels, and if you like just fangirling over cute things, then you come to the right place because I upload once, sometimes twice a week, and stream regularly. So if that's something you're into, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and like button and you will not regret it. But anyway, let me start. So of course there's a question of the video, which is what Otome game myth annoys you the most. I would love to see what else is out there. These are some of the very few that I've come across that I've made into a video, but I'm just curious to see what else is out there because I've seen some interesting ones. But anyway, let's jump straight in. So, all Otome games are hentai. Sorry. You all see me laugh a lot when I'm talking about these. I'm not quite sure where this statement even came from. I think perhaps after thinking about it, it could be that a lot of I guess the male equivalent, or they're called gyaruge or bishoujo games, even if the plot is exceptionally good, you do have girls with really bouncy boobs or that may look somewhat suggestive. So I'm guessing that maybe it's like that. Even in shonen anime and stuff, the subject may not have anything to do with any sort of suggestive thing, but because there are girls with big bouncy boobs or there's sort of suggestive things, people automatically associate anime or anything anime-ish with hentai or something perverted. So I'm guessing maybe this got applied to Otome games as well. So now we Otome gamers are slumped into this "you must be a pervert" category. Which is kind of funny because it really isn't. Let me give you an example of some AAA games that are well known and everyone likes where they are definitely not hentai. So you've firstly got Code Realize, which is about a girl who is poisonous, for God's sake. She can't even kiss. How can you have hentai where they don't even kiss? When they if there's any touching at all, she has to be wearing gloves and stuff because she's basically acid. Someone touches her and they burn their hands. That's definitely not hentai. Then you've got Buster Fellows, where there's very little romance. It's basically put into side A and side B. Side A is where the story and the big plot, the meat of it happens. Where, to be honest, the main character and love interest are way too busy to be romancing at all, which is why you get the side B, which is where they, I guess, somewhat reward you with the romance. But even then, it's not always a kiss scene. It's not even that. It's just seeing them cute together. So definitely not hentai. And then you've got Love and Pretend, where the main character has a slight form of male phobia. So she's a little bit scared of guys for a variety of reasons. So of course that doesn't really go anywhere into that either. So no. Not all Otome games are hentai. In fact, quite a few are sweet romance stories, and I have actually had people comment on my videos saying, are there Otome games but with male main characters? And no, there are no Otome games with male main characters because the definition of an Otome game is to have a female main character. However, I see where they're coming from. What they're trying to say is they want a game like this, but the male is the main character, but it's a wholesome kind of romance as opposed to there being any sort of constant suggestive situations, if you know what I mean. So yes, I'll say it again. Not all Otome games are hentai. Next one, contrary to the first, is Otome games are only for young people. And by young people, they seem to mean teens, or super young adults. So maybe we're talking 12 to 18 or something, which isn't really true at all. The reason why I say this is, it kind of reminds you of when someone sees someone hears someone playing a game and they go, oh, but that's so childish. It kind of feels a bit like that, where a game may be extremely detailed, it has amazing graphics, an amazing story, and all this stuff going on, and yet people go, oh, but that's so childish. You could have gore and suggestive content and everything, and people will still go, oh, but it's a game. That's for children. Do you see what I mean? It's a little bit like that. It's a little bit condescending and completely wrong. Not all otome games are just for young people. You get, of course, you get like a really sweet, innocent ones. Like, for example, Love and Pretend. In some routes, it gets quite dark. But, you know, you got the sweet, innocent ones like Tokimeki Momoriaru, Some Would Love and Pretend. But then you also got you have things like Chou no Doku or Yoshiwara Higanbana, which Chou no Doku or Butterflies, what was it? Butterflies Poison Blood Chains, I think is the English name. But that's about, it's quite dark in that it's based in, you know, the Taisho era. It's about a girl who has to marry someone because she's having like money issues, and it gets really dark. And then you got Yoshiwara Higanbana, which is about an oiran, which is like a Japanese prostitute back in the, I think, well, basically ages ago. I'm not intelligent enough for the details, but and those are really, the bad endings are like horrific. And then you've got like things sort of such as Kings of Paradise, where the main character is a divorcee, so you know it's quite relatable to, you know, those in their 30s, late 20s, that sort of thing. My point here is there is such a wide range. It's kind of silly to say that all otome games are this or all otome games are for this particular group. It just doesn't really make sense. So yeah, I guess there's also that sort of idea that otome games are always fluffy, happy, innocent, when a lot of otome games are really dark. Like, people die, the main character dies, lots of tears, breakup, you know, drama, the ending of the world, I don't know. It's most of the time dark, and I think a lot of otome gamers who, you know, are English speakers were like rejoicing when we got things like Cupid Parasite, Variable Barricade, Love and Pretend, because for once we're getting like comedies as opposed to things that are there to make you cry, if you know what I mean. So yeah, no, otome games are not only for young people. That isn't true either. Next one is otome games are for straight females only. I can see why people may think that. I think this stems from the fact that many perhaps think that otome games are supposed to be played in like a self-insert way. So, you know, you're supposed to imagine that you are the main character, but I don't do that, and I'm sure some people do that. That's why you have like self-inserters and those who are not. But even those self-insert, I think, understand that it's fiction and sort of don't see the main character as themselves, like entirely, just more relate to the main character or whatever. And that's not everyone. Quite a few people are like myself and just watch what's happening in front of me as if it's, you know, a love story, or you know, it's a game, it's a visual novel, anyone can enjoy them. This statement is a bit like back in the days when people would say girls can't play video games because the main character's a guy. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's nice when you get, you know, female main characters. It's nice because you can relate better. But that doesn't mean that you can't play a game because, you know, the main character isn't like a straight female or a straight guy or a lesbian or gay person or whatever. That's not how it works. Sorry, it just is such a silly like statement when you think about it. My point is, even if you're not a straight female, you can still enjoy otome games because it's literally like reading a novel, watching a movie, or, you know, any of these things. It's exactly the same thing. And as a YouTuber who's been doing this for a couple of years, where my content is basically 90% plus otome games, I've received comments from, you know, lesbians, gay people, ace, aromantic people, straight men. Like, I have received comments from all sorts of people, and they have shown interest and found entertainment in otome games. So, you know, don't get discouraged thinking that I can't play this because I'm not a straight female. That is not how it works. If the otome game is good, if the otome game has a captivating plot, then you will enjoy it. Much like how I am enjoying Raging Loop right now. This is a horror visual novel where the main character is the man, and I don't relate to him at all. In fact, I don't like the main character. I find him to be a bit of a dickhead, if I'm to be completely honest. But I really enjoy it. I'm so addicted to this game, and like I'm almost finished with it, but I have lost so much sleep because of this. I don't relate to the main character, so don't worry. Even if you're not female and straight, you will still enjoy Otome games if the plot is captivating enough, which quite a few are. As I said, plot. It's the plot that matters more than anything, in my opinion, for an Otome game to be extremely enjoyable. I'm sure there are lots of people out there who are seeking romance. That's fair enough too. There are times when I just want something fluffy, romantic, happy. But because there are so many Otome games out there that are like angsty or dark or fantasy or have like some sort of intricate plot, it's definitely a genre that can be enjoyed by everyone. And yeah, don't let some silly statement like this stop you from trying Otome games. So, oh, my favorite. Otome games are for single people only. Sorry. I just find this one so... Why? Literally. So, this is a really weird one. Again, as I said, I've been doing Otome game YouTube for like a couple of years now. And so many Otome gamers have boyfriends, husbands, you know, or girlfriends, you know, basically partners, and are playing Otome games because it's a fun thing. Like, it's like, I keep on saying this, it's like reading a romance novel, watching a romance movie. Why do you have to be single? Why? Another thing I often hear is, you play Otome games, or you must be really unsocial and weird. Like, there's that weird stigma as well. And I'm like, how? I don't get it. I guess, yeah, I don't get it. If I'm to be completely honest. It could be that you get a very small minority who have gotten married to like huggable pillows of anime girls, and that's a very small minority. If that's what they're happy with, good on them, whatever. But it could be that a lot of people associate that very, very small minority with basically everyone who enjoys like anime or girl games, or, you know, BL games or Otome games. Like, yeah, they take that small minority and inflate it so that it applies to everyone when it really doesn't. And yeah, I I think my sort of reaction says it all, basically. Now let's move on to the next one, which is, in my opinion, even weirder, which is, if you play Otome games, you're cheating. Let's just say that if this was true, then I am kind of screwed and I'm a cheating addict or something, because I've played so many Otome games, and if each route in an Otome game means I've cheated once, that means I've cheated on like probably 100 times. Which, that's like a you need help kind of situation. But no, I don't understand how people come to this conclusion at all. Like, fiction is not reality. You've got to understand that you play these games and you see the main character, who, by the way, are relatively distinct. You've got people like Tota, who's a voiced character, so, you know, there's that. And then you've got Olympia, who's this gorgeous, sweet girl who's proactive and, like, she has her own personality, basically. You've got Lynette, who has pink hair and is so unique and awesome, and one of my favorite main characters. They're all great in their own different ways, and it's them that's romancing these different love interests. And even if you are a self-inserter, where you kind of imagine yourself being the main character experiencing all these romances, how does that... I don't understand how that is cheating, because... I mean, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, because that would be kind of a bit more for mature audiences, but... yeah, it just doesn't... I don't understand. You know what? If you think that if your partner plays Otome games as cheating, then perhaps you can explain to me in the comments below, and then I may be able to kind of get a feeling as to where this myth comes from, because honestly, I'm struggling to like compute it because it's just so not true. It's kind of, okay, put it this way. It's a bit like watching someone play, you know, GTA or something and then going, oh, they're playing GTA. That means they're going to go and commit all these crimes because, oh, they're playing the game. It's exactly the same as reality. No, it's not like that. How is this different from watching Bridget Jones or like The Holiday or, I don't know, some chick flick? Like, how is it any different? I just don't really get it, but whatever. As you can tell, I'm speechless. I'm not gonna lie to you. If my boyfriend was like, can you stop playing Otome games because it's cheating, I would honestly question whether he's okay. I'd be like, are you, you know, I wouldn't be able to help but think maybe there are some insecurities there that we both need to work on, because I don't know, it's just so, it's, yeah. Yeah, I'm just speechless. So, you know, I'm gonna end this video here and summarize. If you believe in any of these, I guess you learned something new today, that they're actually not true, because this is a myth busting video. But remember that I'm not judging you if you did believe in any of these or if you thought of any of these, because myths do spread like wildfire. And you know, if you don't know something, then you're gonna make these like assumptions. Or, you know, I mean, I am guilty of thinking that Otome Games was just like happy dating sims where you've got cute, like, romanceable characters. Like, I am guilty of thinking that before starting to play Otome Games. Like, I said this several times in previous videos before. But my encountering of Otome Games was because of one of my very close friends. She was playing them. I was kind of teasing her about it. And then she told me that I have no right to tease her until I try them. And I did. And I was like, okay, look, I'm sorry. Because I realized that there is more to Otome Games than I guess there seems to be. So if you watch this and you're still unsure about, you know, what I've said, then please do go ahead and play 3 different Otome games for yourself, ideally on console and or PC. The reason why I say this is not because I'm dissing on mobile Otome games or anything. I actually like mobile Otome games as well because I like nice and casual. But of course, console and PC Otome games is where all the budget is, all the detail, all the care is put in. Most of the times, I'm not saying always, I'm just saying in general, you're more likely to come across an Otome game where a lot of budget and effort is being put into it. So yeah, that's why I suggest console or PC. I have made videos suggesting Otome games. I think there's a playlist I made kind of called Wondering Where to Start or something. You can always watch one of those and pick out 3 different ones to try for yourself. And I don't think you will regret it because this is an amazing genre. Anyway, as is always the case, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and hopefully I will see you in another one of my videos or streams. Bye!